Hi everyone, I'm Mike.
I'm Claire.
And we want to welcome you to our Central Count information video. I want to start by saying thank you to everybody for giving up your time. We really appreciate how it's been such a back and forth, and we really appreciate you being so flexible. We hope you enjoy our new location, and we've got Claire, who's experienced as ever, to go over the process.
All right, so first I just want to assure you that we are going to be taking as many safety precautions as possible. Everyone will be issued gloves. We will have multiple gloves on hand each day. You will also have a mask each day if you would prefer to wear a mask for safety. In addition, we are very lucky. We'll have DPW on hand to be sanitizing our workstations frequently, and we have secured an extremely large 80,000 square foot on the floor that we'll be working on office building that we think will allow us to safely social distance ourselves while processing absentee ballots. If you've been with us before, then you will be very excited to know that today we're going to show you how to assign the voter numbers to the ballots. All ballots that you'll be handling will already be opened for you. There will be no slicing of envelopes one at a time. We now have a high-speed machine that does that for you. So you will be issued a ward of envelopes that will be much thicker than this stack, and then what we call our goldenrod envelope for each voting ward. Milwaukee has 327 voting wards, and right now we've issued over 70,000 absentee ballots. So we do have our work cut out for us. When you and your partner, who will be safely distanced across from a table from one another, will be issued your ballots, you'll take out your paperwork. The very first step is to confirm on your GAB 104 that your serial number on your ballot bag matches the serial number on the GAB 104. You'll circle that, and one of you will initial that it was indeed the right ballot bag. The next step is that you will sign that you have been working on this ward, and your partner will also sign. There is also a registered write-in sheet. You and your partner do not need to worry about this sheet or sign it when you are at your table. The ballot tabulator will end up signing this sheet. You, in fact, when you're opening the ballots, will not need to look at how anyone voted their ballot. We also have an absentee ballot log. This shows every voter that was issued a ballot in this ward. Some people might have chosen to vote on election day and didn't return their ballot. So you won't always have a ballot for every voter on this list, but this is where we're going to record our voter number. The last sheet you will have is your pink slip. This is where one partner will keep track of what voter number you're on, and it's also how our machine tabulators know how many ballots they should have when you bring them their ballots. And finally, you will also have a sheet that will tell observers what ward you're working on. You'll want to place it on the table. It'll be on cardstock, so it won't be flimsy like this one. And that way you always want to keep it out so that observers know which area of the town you are processing. The next step is one person will be recording voter numbers on the envelope and on the ballot, while the other person records in the absentee voter log and on the pink sheet keeping track of the voter numbers. The person with the envelopes will announce the voter's name. The other partner will announce the voter number. Follow along as Mike and I get started. Philistine Adams.
Number 1.
You'll want to record your voter number on the back of the ballot. We're in the ward section. You want to avoid any of these rectangles, as that's how the machine reads what ward you have. I've just written it up there in the top corner. You'll want to keep your envelopes in number order as you go. Peter Aker.
Number 2.
Bernice Alexander.
Number 3.
Mike has the easy job. Kurt August.
Number 4.
Notice that I'm going quickly enough to not even look how the person voted. I'm just writing numbers on the ballots. Rosina Barber.
Number 5.
Dolores Beecher.
Number 6.
Minnie Bellamy.
Number 7.
Oops, what do we have here, Mike?
That looks like an email ballot to me.
It is indeed. So in the city of Milwaukee, any voter can choose to have their ballot emailed. This is what we're going to ask you to keep an eye out for. A lot of voters have chosen to vote via email so that no one has come into contact with their ballot before they vote it due to COVID-19. This outside is the certificate envelope. You'll need to open it. Inside will be an official ballot that you will need to reconstruct. What number were we on, Mike?
We were on number 8.
This is Patricia Bone. I'm going to write the voter number on number 8. This certificate stays with your envelopes. I'm going to write voter number 8 on the back of her emailed ballot. Now we're going to take a break to show you how to reconstruct the ballot. In order to reconstruct, you'll need to go to your Reconstruction table and get another ballot for Ward 1, the ward that you're working on. The person who issues it to you will have initialed NA for Neil Albrecht, our director, and then it'll be up to you and your partner to reconstruct as a pair. There's a little bit of paperwork to fill out first, though. This is our first reconstructed ballot. It will be assigned an ROB number for Reconstructed Official Ballot. This is our first one, so it's ROB1. It is voter number 8, and the reason is because it was emailed, so I'll just write the letter E. On the original ballot, I'm going to also write ROB1, my initials, and Mike's initials. The reason was other because it was emailed. On the new ballot, it's called the duplicate ballot. I'm going to write ROB1, and again, our initials. I'm also going to assign it a voter number. It was number 8 originally, so it's number 8 on the new reconstructed ballot. Mike, I'll have you call off the votes as the voter recorded them, and I will go ahead and fill in the ballot.
Talisa Gabbard.
You're going to be so embarrassed by that. It's Tulsi, I believe.
Yeah, it is. Jill Kowalski. That's it for page 1. David Crowley.
All right.
Scott Mansk. Tom Barrett. Jason Fields. Brandon Betu. And then for the questions, she has answered yes, yes, and yes.
All right, Mike, will you take a look and make sure that what I reconstructed matches? Because we are going to be socially distanced, you will want to have one person compare, since we aren't able to do this side by side like we normally would. The emailed ballot, the one that was the original, you'll fold up and you'll place in your goldenrod envelope. The new ballot will go with the stack of the rest of our ballots. Shall we proceed to number?
Yes.
Teresa Bridges.
Number 9.
Tony Bridges.
Number 10.
Bernadette Brown.
She's number 11.
Otto. What does this mean, Mike?
Oh no, that looks like a rejected ballot.
It is. Most of the rejected ballots you'll receive will be at the front of your pile, and they will not have been opened. The only reason we would reject a ballot is if it's missing the voter's signature, and at this time when we're filming it, if it's missing the witness signature or witness address. Some of these items, like witness address, may be written in red, and that's because we were able to locate the witness's address for the voter. This one is missing a voter signature. We don't anticipate any changes in the law. All ballots have to be signed by the voter. You will not open this ballot. Instead, we're going to have a little bit of paperwork to do. It is an RAB, a rejected absentee ballot. And it's our first one, so we'll assign it the number 1. I'm going to write RAB1 on the envelope, on the label. And then I'm going to record the voter's name in this case because we aren't going to assign her a voter number. Mike won't assign anything in the ballot log. We'll just go on to the next voter. The rejected ballot goes in your goldenrod envelope. Janice Fields. What voter number are we on?
We are number 12.
Thank you, Mike. This is an express vote ballot. Normally, when it's completed, it'll have a barcode at the top and list who the voter voted for. In this case, it's a sample, so it's blank. I'm going to write the voter number at the bottom. It was number 12. And then I'm going to create a separate pile for our express vote ballots. We don't have very many this election because we did close early voting that used these machines, but you will come across some. They do not have to be reconstructed. They'll want to be run through our machines separately though, so you will create a separate pile. And Lucia Green.
Number 13.
Another express vote ballot. So I think people probably get the picture of how to number and count. Our next step is to assemble everything that we'll take to the ballot table, where they will actually process the ballots through a machine. You want to try to flatten your ballots as best as possible. You don't need to keep your ballots in any order. Clearly, I'm not. When you have a large stack, you might want to divide it up. And you can sometimes roll to get them flattened. Mike, I'm going to let you take this over. I apparently am not good at flattening them. A little difficult to do with your gloves, but you'll do the best you can.
I think that suffices.
Yes. You're going to keep your empty certificate envelopes in voter number order. You'll have a little mail bin at your table where you will bundle them with a rubber band and stick them underneath. Again, your express vote ballots go on top, separate from your other ballots. And now we're going to assemble our paperwork that gets taken up with the ballots. Mike, if you could hand me your paperwork. You can put the absentee ballot log, it'll be much thicker than this, I can promise, back in the goldenrod envelope. On top, we would request that you put your pink slip so that we know how many ballots were issued. In our case, it was 13. Then your GAB 104 and your registered write-in sheet. Mike, can you hand me the ballots? You'll bring these up to the ballot tabulator, and you'll put your paperwork on top so that people, observers, members of the public can't see how anyone voted. You'll take it, put it on the table for the ballot tabulator, and go on to your next ward. Have you thought of anything we've missed, Mike?
I don't think so. I think you did a fantastic job.
Okay. Well, I think on election day, we're looking forward to seeing you. Make sure you dress in layers. You never know what the temperature is going to be. And also remember to limit what you're bringing into central count. We are only going to allow you to have bags that are the size or smaller than a ballot. If you're having a bag larger than a ballot, you'll have to leave it off to the side, away from where we're processing ballots. Other things to remember, you might want to bring your own water bottle. You can refill it. If you're more comfortable bringing your own black pen, that is also fine. We'll have plenty of hand sanitizer and plenty of gloves on hand, and we look forward to seeing you next Tuesday.